One of the great comedy duos of all time joins us now on the Hank Stolz Experience. Kate and Diane, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us
here.
again, you brave person.
People know, that your day jobs, right? Your day
we're
jobs,
hilarious.
But I like this. You more and more actually, this is happening, right? Where you are now in demand as MCs, and you're doing some of these events. This is not the first time.
Our public loves us.
That's right, and they demand more. This is not the first time that you have teamed up to MC an event.
No.
And
it will
this
probably be our last.
You never make sure that you make it out, because you never know when it would be the last one. Growing our vision. Kate, you're on the board of this great organization. Tell me a little bit about it.
Sure. So technically, I'm not on the board, but I was asked to help out. And when you're in for an inch, you're in for a mile, right? So, having some conversations with the folks at Chandler Magnet Elementary School, which in the city of Worcester is the academic center for transition for any kid in elementary school, which means if children encounter some sort of trauma, maybe they come from a very bad circumstance, maybe they've been beaten, maybe they've seen violence or subjected to, and we're not talking minor cases, we're talking stuff that's really life-changing. They leave the school that they're enrolled at, and they go to Chandler Magnet Elementary School, where they work with the therapists, and they get themselves to a level of care maintenance. So they're therapeutic, they're able to be cared for back in their normal environment with the right supports wrapped around them by the school systems, and then they'll go back to their schools. So Chandler Magnet Elementary School was going to be, through a construction project that ended up not happening, they were going to get a brand new outdoor, we say play area, but it's not really a play area. There's a lot more to it. And they found out that wasn't going to happen. So they were kind of like, booger, what are we going to do? So they decided to raise the money, and that's where Dianne and I came in. We said we would help MC the event. We're raising some dollars, we're sponsoring, we're selling tickets. We want to raise, all told, between this event and some other initiatives, about $125,000.
Well, I mean, that's a fair amount of money. But Dianne, these is Kate's just pointing out, these areas now, this isn't like a teeter-totter and a swing set the way that I guess maybe it used to be back in the day. I mean, these are areas, and in this case, much needed. So you put together a group and you go out and you have an event like this gala. What's going to be happening at this gala event?
Well, what's really neat about this event is, and of course, Kate, when she asked me to join,
right,
I couldn't resist. You'd have to be Maleficent to have to not be, attracted by helping the kids.
Do they say we'll ask either Diane or we'll ask Kate? We know that we'll get them both.
They usually ask Diane, and then all of a sudden Kate finds out she's
I
involved.
see.
And because that happens so often, this is why I'm here today. But in all seriousness, Bay State Savings Bank, which is where I work from my real job, is very interested in helping children, specifically children from the areas where we draw our business. So this was right up my alley and ours as an organization. So the bank is sponsoring. And what's really neat about this is if you see the list of all the people who are modeling, it's a gala and fashion show. So there's models, there's fabulous food, but everyone who's anyone is being asked to model in this. So it's going to be really interesting.
I'm sorry,
did we
anyone?
ask Hank? Oh no. Kate was in charge of choosing
It's
the
all
models.
right, Kate.
We
It's all right.
couldn't afford the security that we
Oh,
need.
that's it.
That's
That's it.
We're
We're afraid of crowd control.
We have, as Diane said, such an amazing night. So folks buy a ticket for $75, or they can upgrade to a VIP ticket for $150. And that gets them a nice dinner and seats at the fashion show. The VIP tickets get better seating, and they get private champagne toast and whatnot. We have a good friend of ours, Abe Marcos from Marcos Jewelers, has donated a loose diamond, a half-carat diamond. It's worth well over $1,500. So we have 100 glasses of champagne that all have a cubic zirconia in them, and there's a little tag at the bottom with a number. So you pick your glass of champaign, and if your number gets pulled, you win the diamond. So we have all sorts of cool stuff. Yeah, we're really excited.
That. No, that is that's great, and again, all for such a great cause.
It is.
And all to give back. Now, when this play, I'm still kind of intrigued about the play area. So when this is done, what does it actually look like?
So it looks in many cases like a normal play area, but I think they have a more extensive amount of activities and space in there. So one of the conversations we're having is with the Ecotarium to see if we can't bring some of the elements of nature's classroom there, because what this really serves to do, play is the work that children do, right? So for a lot of kids, when they've experienced a traumatic event, and I'm no expert in this is really what I've learned from talking with all the folks who are serving up the ACT program. For a lot of them, the only way they can be reached, because they're so traumatized, is through a very benign activity, a trust building activity like
Yeah.
something in play. It's how they start to talk again. It's how they talk about what's happened to them. And from that point, the doors open and they can be therapized. Now, we look at this project, Diane and I, we talked about this extensively. This isn't just about the kids who are impacted. This is about our entire economic driver of the Worcester Public School System. We have to have a good school system for people to place their businesses here and for people to not move out of our city as they reach a certain age. Helping these kids at this level of intervention when they need it the most, making sure we have the right tools to reach them, that's going to be the difference between healed
Boy, isn't that
kids
something.
not being problems down the road
Yeah.
and having a better school system for everyone.
Wow. I mean, what important work. What a great group. Growing Our Vision. To be honest with you, I hadn't heard about it before. I mean, is it a fairly new group?
Yeah,
or
so
been
it's, I think it's just the title of the event.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
so-
thought it was the name of the actual group. Oh,
No,
okay.
no. So
Okay.
the event, or I should say the initiative,
Yeah.
Growing Our Vision. So for a while, Chandler Magnet Elementary's had this vision of having this right facility and expanding the facility so they had what they need. And there was a development project that Worcester State College had been planning to do, and they were going to actually pay for the entire playground as part of
Right.
that. That project is not going forward, but Worcester State's going to be a major sponsor of this. There are a lot of great corporate sponsors. Some foundations have already made inquiries about how they might be able to support it. And I think what's tough is that, every school deserves a great play area. We agree with that. But this isn't really a want, this is a need. And this is not necessarily just like my school needs a playground.
Yeah.
It's that this is the place kids are sent so that they can be reached and they can start to be healed and continue. It shouldn't, the experiences that they have as a child that aren't great shouldn't keep them from having a good
No,
life.
Absolutely, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Right, so as MC at Growing Our Vision and with the fashion show and the party and everything else, what are you working on? What's some of the great material that you that
Oh,
that
we
you
don't
have?
want to
How
give
do you
anything
approach?
away because we're trying to sell tickets right now. It's very important
It's a
that
family
people
event.
buy
That-
tickets
okay.
to
It's a
to
family
the event. So we can promise a fabulous evening in
Yeah.
addition to supporting a wonderful cause.
So how do you put some of this together? I mean, give us a little behind the scenes. I mean, how do you start to go out there and reach
Well,
out
one
to
of
the
the great
community?
things about Worcester, it really is, for a big city, it's really a great small community. I mean, we have so many wonderful people helping with this event. And my experience personally is if you have a great cause and something that you really believe in and that really helps the community, people will help you. So we have a lot of friends that are involved in this fundraiser, and it really hasn't been a lot of work in terms of getting people to help support it.
Yeah.
So if you know Michael Lyons,
Yeah.
Michael P. Lyons and Yvonne Perez, Yvonne is the president of Chandler Magnet. They're both very well respected, very well connected in the community. And Michael is the indomitable force behind this event. And Yvonne is there as well. So, I think it was as simple as, all right, well, let's do this. And he reached out to Karen Shea from Karen Shea Model Management. And she said, I'll do a fashion show. We have all these great boutiques who are donating
Love
their
it.
time and product.
Yeah.
Treasure Chest,
Yeah.
Adore Boutique, so many of them. And then they came up with this really fabulous list of models. No, they did not ask us to model, they asked
They
us to
didn't.
talk.
We would just,
Yeah.
we'd like
No,
to
I
point
love
that
this,
out
and
too.
what just the people you mentioned. What a great larger-than-life
Yeah.
event this is
Yeah,
going to be.
it
Hey,
really is.
congratulations! Looking forward to it. Obviously,
Oh,
people
thank
just get your tickets now, and
Yep.
still plenty of time to be able to do that. Thank you both for coming
Thank
by.
you for having
Thank you,
us.
Hank.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Hank.
it. Hey, as always, thank you for being with us right here on the Hank Stolz Experience.
Put it on the man, don't you wanna see these clothes on me? Put it on the